Welcome to the WCC FBLA Entrepreneur Story. I am the host Abe Mahendru, and today we're going to be having Samriya Khadka joining us for the MESA undergraduate summer research. So, Samriya, tell us, what did you do during this research?
Okay, so for my summer internship, I had this opportunity to work at Department of Plant Pathology at UC Davis. And I was really excited and nervous at the same time when I started. To be honest, I knew nothing about plants. And when I heard that I have to work in plant pathology, I was, oh no, how am I gonna do? I know nothing about plants. But then I think the environment, the work environment over there, my mentor especially, working with them really helped me throughout the process, and it was really fun. It was really a fun experience.
So, you said you were working with plants, right?
Yes.
So, in more specifics, what kind of plants were you working with?
Okay, so my research was interaction between plant and bacteria. I was working with Arabidopsis, and the bacteria was called Pseudomonas syringae. So my research was to find what role did the CBC1 protein of the bacteria had during the ETI phase of the plant. So that was really interesting. I'm really grateful for my mentor. As I said, I knew nothing about plants, and she really helped me. She really taught me from scratch of the plants. Like every single part of the plant, she taught me. We moved from scratch to advance, and I'm really confident at the end of the research. I was like, I know what I'm doing. Like every day I used to be so excited about the research because I knew what I was doing, and to have people make me understand and not making me like, oh, you don't know about this thing. I did not feel that way because there were always people helping me. So that was really good.
So, what was the most difficult part about the research?
The most difficult part, that would be a lot of reading. And by reading, I mean reading a lot of review paper. And just to have the basic knowledge of the research and jumping into the review paper, it was like, oh, I know nothing about this. How am I going to study the papers? How am I going to, present myself? We had a poster presentation at the end of the research, so I had to prepare for that. And we also had to write a 5-page long review paper at the end of the research. And I was really struggling with that. I think that was the most difficult part, I would say, reading journals, articles, and just being stuck and knowing what to do and what's happening. Because the research and all the journals that I read, they're like so advanced. I mean, they have to be advanced, and that was really hard for me.
Yeah, reading can definitely be sometimes very
Yes.
arduous.
Yes.
So, more specifically, how did you get accepted into this program?
Okay, so my story, I think it's different from other people who are in the research. I knew about the research a week before the application deadline. I was meeting with Dr. Navarro. I had an orientation for MESA program, and she just told me, oh, we have a research and the deadline is a week after that day. I was like, oh, let's give it a try. And I just fill out the application. I just told one of my professors to write me a letter of recommendation, and just that's all. That's how I got it.
So, so how long was the research?
It was about 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yes.
So, did you take it throughout the summer? I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for a new student trying to get into this kind of research program in MESA, how would you give them tips or recommendations to get into it?
I would say always be up to date with what's happening. Like for the MESA, you always want to check out the pages, check out what's happening. Like if there are any research opportunities that's happening, and just apply to every single one of them and see like what interests you the best.
Okay.
I'd say that.
And probably the most important part for students wanting to get into research is how did it work in terms of getting paid in the research?
So for our research throughout the 8 weeks, we have two mandatory workshops and one seminar, and we had to work 20 hours per week. It would vary for me. When I was working in my lab, I was like, I don't care if I work more than 20 hours, because if it benefits my research, if it benefits me, then I'm okay with working more than that much, the 20-hour time. That was me. But when I talked to other people, they were kind of 20 hour means 20 hour, like no, not more than that or not less than that. That was how that was going on, and yeah.
So after doing all this research throughout the summer, would you say it was a worth it experience?
If you had asked me this question a week before my research, I would say I was scared, I was terrified, because as I said, it was plants. I knew nothing about plants. And when I checked the lab that I was working with beforehand, I was, oh, this is advanced. This is like huge. I don't know if I'm going to fit in with the people that I'm working with. They're all grad students, PhD students. My mentor was a postdoc. I had to work under her. I was nervous. But now I would not trade anything for that experience. That experience, the knowledge that I gained from the research, the connection that I made through the research, it's like, it's wonderful. It's like awesome. The research really helped me gain more confidence, helped me network with people, because I saw so many different people studying different things, and to know like their life story, why they were so interested in that field, like to go to the lab every day and to see so many dedicated people over there doing their research, working on their papers, working on their research and everything. It was really, I would say, life-changing, because I've never been in that environment. I've never worked in the research environment with so many different people. That was really awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, this research is actually really good for really good learning experience, and also really helps with networking with new people, as we can, as Samriya told us. And also, what is your major, and how did this research benefit your major?
So I am majoring in biology, and this is my second semester here at WCC. Initially, like I was struggling with what I want to do in the future. Like, is it plant? I've not taken many bio classes since this is my second semester here at WCC. I've not taken the major bio courses, so I was still struggling finding out what exactly I want to do. Like, is it plants, or is it like human? Do I want to go into medicine? I was struggling with that. So I would say this research really opened my eyes and let me see different fields that I could be a part of with my degree, and to see like different careers out there. Even being a grad, it really opened my eyes to see the life of a grad student, a PhD holder. I never thought of that being a PhD student. I thought it was like intense, and I never thought about joining PhD or getting into the program. But now I'm like considering going into that field, because it really is it was awesome to see so many different PhD students, postdoc students, and everyone.
Yeah, it seems like the graduate, it seems like the research really helps with giving you more insight into how graduate students operate. So yeah, this is going to be the end of the FBLA entrepreneur story at WCC. My name is Abhay Mahendru. I'm the host, and thank you for joining us, Samriya, Khadka, and we appreciate having you on the interview.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.